Hi all, my name is Derek Baker and I'm an engineer here at Matec. As part of Black History Month, we're going across the business interviewing different members of the team on their thoughts of the month of Black History. Today I'm joined by Luke Morton, CTO here at Matec. Want to quickly introduce yourself, Luke?
Yeah, hi, I'm Luke Morton. I'm a CTO at Matec. I joined seven and a half years ago as a software engineer, back when we were just six software engineers helping startups launch. I've been privileged to be on the journey with Matec as we've pivoted into the public sector, and now get to look across all of our services and how we help transform the way public services are delivered in the UK. So, but yeah, just thank you for having me today, Derek, and looking forward to it.
Fantastic. Thank you for joining us. So I'm just going to go straight into the questions. So first and foremost, why is Black History Month important to you?
I think there's a few reasons why it's important to me. I think, first of all, we need to all be investing in learning about the Black experience and history. I think, it's really important to be able to educate ourselves, often when, historically education has failed to, tell this story accurately, if at all. And so I think that there's a huge importance to kind of raise awareness of this. But I think it's not just about that experience and history. I think it's also about celebrating achievement. I think it's about, understanding the positive impact Black people have had on our society, and on our culture and on civil rights, and changing society for the better. I think that's a huge reason to celebrate. But I think also from a personal perspective, I think it's about counteracting privilege with knowledge. And what I mean by that is, as a white person, I need to, counteract my privilege that I walk through life with by understanding the Black experience and understanding the way that differences in privilege and experience can impact people's lives, so that I can take personal responsibility for that.
That's fantastic. So how has Matec acknowledged Black History Month in the past, from your knowledge?
Yeah, so we've historically, we put movie screenings on, run various interviews with staff as well, run various showcases, showcasing people's personal stories. I remember last year there was a great showcase, going through various people's experiences, and I think that's all great. I think more fundamentally, and I think this goes beyond Black History Month. We have done, and we need to continue to work with organisations. We first met through Black Girl Tech, Coding Black Females, Black Devs London. We need to be working more with these communities throughout the year, not just for a month a year, expanding our networks and expanding our understanding, and also, collaborating together to improve the opportunities for Black people in the UK, and providing more opportunities into tech, which hasn't always been the most friendliest place.
Fantastic. So what is something that you've learned about Black history or the Black experience that you think everyone at Matec should know?
Quite a lot. Not, and I don't mean that. I'm not saying I'm an expert, but there's a lot that people need to educate themselves on and learn about, right? And whether it's like the legacy of slavery and the impact systemic racism still plays in everyday lives of Black people. I mean, at least watch 13th on Netflix. It's a film that it's important to understand, the ongoing impacts of our history, and each of us need to understand our own ability to help change things for the better in the future. And I talked about privilege earlier on as well. I think it's really important to understand what we mean by privilege and what that means in people's lives and experiences. And I think, if you start by understanding privilege and the fact that different privilege, that means that people have different experiences with everyday happenings, whether that's, going to the shop, walking down the street, people have different experiences, and I think if you come from an empathetic lens, I think you can understand, you know, why messages like Black Lives Matter is way more important than All Lives Matter, you know. And I think it's important and everyone's responsibility to challenge and change the long-standing kind of systems around us that continue inequality, whether that's, you know, law and policing, whether it's education opportunities, whether it's company policies that we can influence. You know, so much continued oppression continues through systemic racism and other kinds of discrimination. While, you know, you can say, well, these are just it's the systems, they're hard to change, not taking personal responsibility. But I think that's a cop out. I think, you know, systems don't change themselves, people change systems. And so I think those, especially with those in privilege and power, need to take more responsibility. So, you know, for me, the education piece and taking responsibility, everyone needs to, you know, understand that. And I think it goes beyond just the Black experience. I think it impacts all kinds of aspects of diversity and identity.
Yeah, fantastic. And touching on diversity, I know you're heavily involved with D&I here at Matec. So what does diversity and inclusion mean to you?
Yeah, words come to mind. You know, empathy, representation, role models, safety, opportunity. I always feel embarrassed for saying this, but revenue and profit. You know, I think it's and fulfillment. And I think, like, I feel that, you know, diversity and inclusion is incredibly important, both from people's personal impacts, but also on the outcomes that an organization is trying to have. And so, you know, empathy and understanding, as I said, that has a massive importance to play. Representation and role models is incredibly important, that everyone has role models in an organization that they can look up to and get career support from. You know, safety. The tech industry hasn't been the best place psychologically, you know, and in terms of providing the right sort of support and training structures around and providing people safe entry into the industry. You know, opportunities to grow, to better ourselves, but also, and I said revenue and profit, you know, like it's business sense, you know, avoiding groupthink, having diverse people solve problems, especially when those problems are impacting the whole of society, like Matec. You know, we've got it's a competitive advantage, diversity and inclusion, you know, and you know, fulfillment, like, we all need to be able to kind of aspire to, you know, our best lives and our best experiences, and I think everyone should be helping each other attain that goal. And so I think that's what diversity and inclusion means to me.
Fantastic. I know you touched on it earlier, but what more do you think that Matec can do to support Black employees?
Yeah, so this is a recent question that we've been asking ourselves, particularly within the D&I service area, of which I'm a part. You know, our D&I report that looked at diversity across the business, compared that against the UK population, but also, you know, looked at how representative was our leadership of our wider organisation. I think there were, you know, clear areas for us to improve in, particularly in providing, you know, representation and role models in our more within our senior management and leadership team. And so I think the single most important thing that Matec can do as a next step is focus on a senior career development program that can help both Black and other ethnic groups rise through the ranks and have the sponsorship, coaching and mentoring needed to kind of attain their career goals. I think that's incredibly important. We've put a lot of effort into, you know, using our academy to bring more diversity into the business in all kinds of ways. That's great, but, you know, the next thing to do is to make sure that that's rising through the business and people are getting the right sort of career opportunities there. So I think that's one of the biggest impactful things that we can do, and it's certainly the action that I'm trying to drive off the back of the D&I report.
Fantastic. So that's it from me. Thank you very much, Luke, for joining us, and take care.